kind of hard to believe that we're at week 7 in this series. I hope you've had as much fun as I have. It's been my most favorite series in 4 years. And believe it or not, tomorrow completes 4 years since. Hey, thank you. And many more. But as we look at this week and the summation of the universal laws and the principles, it kind of wraps a bow around everything that we've been doing and completes it for this whole series as we go through. But I don't want you to forget those who join us on Tuesday night. We're having a great time. Lots of discussions. I'm loving it because of the discussion, and then we're doing some decreeing and meditating at the very end. So again, it's all about bringing the energy, the vibration up as we work through this whole process. Also, the last Saturday this month is the second workshop. The first workshop of this, we focused on cleansing our vortex, releasing traumas and those kind of things. I'll start out on that Saturday with a little piece on forgiveness because we didn't get to that piece, but the rest of the workshop is going to be about how to align and how to enhance our desire energy going forward. So it's going to be more focused on that. It's from 10 to 12 right here in the sanctuary. I won't go back through everything we did in the last one, but if you have any questions before or after, just email me and we can have a conversation about that. But this is going to be much more about once we've done that work, okay, what do we do now to take our rockets of desire, our expectations, and manifest those in the physical? So that's what that's going to all be about, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. As you know, I've been talking about Einstein, and this whole thing has put it together in a perspective is that match frequency of what you want, the reality that you want to bring in, and it doesn't matter whether it's in the physical or it's an emotional or it's spiritual, it all works the same. And once we understand the process, that this whole universe is a universe of vibration, and that you and I are beings of vibration, and the only way we can attract to us is to vibrate at what we want. We are getting today what we're vibrating at in all aspects of our lives. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's in the physical, whether it's in financial. What we have today is the sum total of the vibration that we are existing in. If we stay where we are vibrationally, we will be what we are today, and nothing will ever change. And as I've talked before in this whole teaching, like Unity started 100-some years ago, focusing on thought. Thought's good. We have to focus there. But this is the add-on. This is the next version. I was thinking this week about what I might do in the fall, and I was wondering if I had the courage to take on Charles Fillmore's last book, The Atom-Smashing Power of the Mind. And it's what we're doing today is what he was talking about 100+ years ago in the terms that they had at that time. And that's why I feel very confident of where we are and what's happening and why people are making huge changes in these 7 weeks that said, you know, I've been working on this for a couple of years, and all of a sudden, that's because we're getting ourselves in alignment with the universal laws. And going to the next step was understanding how vibrationally we have to be to get where we want to go next. Otherwise, we will stay right here. And we have seen people around us in status quo, have we not? They haven't changed in 30 years. Well, we don't want to do that because the universe has grown at least 12% a year. If we're not growing 12%, we're falling behind. And we came here to stay ahead, not fall behind, to be successful. Joyfully attract exactly what we want. Our thoughts create our feelings. Our feelings And our thoughts create frequencies which create our vibration. I've talked a lot about this in 7 weeks. It's what we put out attracts back. Many words for this, right? Cause and effect. The Bible says you reap what you sow. The law of attraction will bring, it's the manager of this in the universe. Whatever we vibrate to, we attract. And the universe only has one answer, right? Yes. It says yes, no matter what you choose to have. No matter what you choose to think and feel and vibrate to, the universe goes, okay, Dan wants that, I'll bring him a whole bunch more. And it works in the positive, and it works in the other way just as powerfully. And most of us are aware of how it works, not in the positive. That's how we learned this process. So the universal laws we're looking at are eternal, universal, and absolute, just like gravity is here in the physical. You cannot believe in it, it doesn't care. One bit what you believe. It always is true here. Just as a law of attraction is true in the universe. I call it the gravity of the universe. It's what holds the planets together, it's what holds the universes, the galaxies, cosmos, it's what holds your body together. 6 trillion cells, making 6 trillion processes per second. And when I say quantum physicists said we only know 4% of what's going on, you can see why. We only know 4% what's going on inside of our body. So the universal laws, as we've talked through them, and number 7 is the law of Dharma. It's an Eastern word from Sanskrit. I could say it in other ways, and I will, but there's something about Sanskrit words that I just love. They say it in a different way than English seems to say it. So Dharma we're going to talk about today. Deepak Chopra said this, everyone has a purpose in life, a unique gift or special talent to give to others. And when we blend this unique talent with service to others, we experience the ecstasy and exaltation of our own spirit, which is the ultimate goal. I don't know, we all have kind of definitions of heaven on earth, but when you start talking about ecstasy and exaltation of spirit, for me, that's getting pretty close. And what Deepak is saying here, as you understand your Dharma, and you begin to use that to serve humanity, you get yourself in the lane of this ecstasy and exaltation. Another way to look at this word Dharma is purpose of life, is a translation of the Sanskrit. Einstein said this also. I want to know all God's thoughts, all the rest are just details. Well, part of knowing God's thoughts for me is understanding your Dharma. That's the purpose that you're here for. And everyone is here for a unique purpose. I don't know your unique purpose, but you can find it if you don't know. And that's the process we'll talk about, because as we move into the last principle, you're going to see these two go together. We became this physical form to complete our purpose. I believe this from the bottom of my heart. Everyone is here. All 8 billion have come to this planet for a reason. Not happenstance. Not, oh, my mother and father birthed me. We chose to come from non-physical to physical for a reason. This is the planet of lessons, and what is the lesson we're here to do? We've talked about this over and over again. To grow, to serve, and to joyfully attract the reality that we want. That's why we came. And when we're not feeling fulfilled and we're not feeling complete, it's because we're not in alignment with this Dharma. We're not in alignment with divine purpose that we're here to do. And allow your emotions, remember the emotional guidance scale, if you're not feeling at least content, you've got some work to do around your Dharma. You got some work to do about finding what is your purpose to be here. Because if you're off purpose, you are not going to feel good. Because feeling good means you're in alignment. And you're in alignment with source energy, and you're in alignment with your purpose for what you're here to do. And it's unique. I can't do yours, you can't do mine. It's unique to you. It's your time. Every one of us are made unique. We each have unique talents and unique ways of expressing them. Only you can do this. And you know how to get there, right? Ask, believe that you'll get an answer, and then listen. But most people go through life and never ask. And they get to the end of life and it's time to transition back to non-physical, and it's not peaceful. Why? Because they haven't fulfilled their Dharma here. It's like, oh man, in my belief system, I got to come back and do it again. None of us want to do that because we came here to evolve. The whole universe is evolving. Why would we not be? And when we're not is when we have the issues. When needs are met with our unique talent, this sparks affluence, creates unlimited wealth and abundance. So many people are spending their time looking outside of themselves to try to grasp onto affluence and wealth and prosperity and abundance. It comes naturally. It comes downstream when we're in alignment with what we're here to do and we begin to serve. The universe pays well when we're in alignment. And if you're having restrictions showing up around those issues, go back to it. Take out a pen and paper. Begin to write in your quiet time, what is my Dharma? What is my purpose? I don't know what my purpose is. Please help. We have to ask. We got to send up those rockets of desire to know. And when you do, you will begin to be led exactly what your Dharma, what your purpose is. I can't tell you what it is. No one else can, so stop asking them, because they don't have a clue about their own. Find it within you, and then connect with it, and begin to align. And watch what begins to happen all around you in your life. So there's three components to this. One, we are here to discover our true self. As you know, I call that my inner me, or your inner you. Some people call it your soul. Some people call it your true self. Some people call it your higher self, your divine self. That piece within you that is perfect. It's perfect God. It's perfect source energy. You've got to begin to discover that and be able to connect with it and begin to not only recognize it, but appreciate that it's there and begin to use it with asking those kind of questions. Don't use this human mind. Use the wisdom, the divine wisdom that each and every one of us have within us to guide us to what our Dharma is. What is our purpose? How am I here to serve? Second is to express our unique talent. Once you begin to get, and the process that I've experienced, it doesn't come like in one answer for me. It unfolds itself. I say, oh, what about that? Oh, yeah, okay. What about this? Oh, I see where that fits. And it unfolds and unveils itself to you over time. And you continue to hold that you're going to be there and know what it is. And then begin to find your unique talents of how you can serve. And finally, service to humanity. Those are the three components. And as you put those together, that's where the focus begins to come. And you begin to what? It answers two questions for you. Is this what I want? Yes. And does it feel good? Yes. Then you know you're in alignment with that. And I'm going to talk next week a little bit about what happens to that and why it's always downstream. Remember, there's nothing you want upstream. Paddling away, working at it, got to make it happen. It's in the detachment and the surrender. Downstream is where this is waiting for you. Not to ask, what's in it for me? This is the question of our ego. It's the question you see of most people around you today in society, right? Oh yeah, I'll do that for you if. It's even conditional love, right? I'll love you if. That's conditions. That's conditional love, human love. What's in it for me is the ego asking the question. What we want to be asking is, how can I help? This is the question of spirit. This is a question of your Dharma unfolding. It's the question of an awakening being. Moving away from ego into how can I serve? How can I help? And as that begins to get clear, the money then comes. It's reverse of everything you and I were taught. We were taught, were we not, that there's a lack. And you got to go get yours before they get it. That's not true. The universe is built on abundance. It's built on prosperity. It's built on everyone is here to have all of it for themselves. And it doesn't take it from you. Because I'm in my Dharma, I'm serving to humanity, the abundance and affluence flows. Remember why we came to this planet of lessons. To grow, to serve, and to joyfully co-create an awesome life. These are all three wrapped up in alignment with the Dharma, divine purpose, why we are here and why we will leave fulfilled, why we are 7 on the emotional scale of contentment. And if we're not there, most of the time, we're down below in the negative stuff. And we can begin to move up to at least a level of contentment. I'm going to use another word here in a minute, which will also get us to there. So to maximize this law of Dharma in your own life, number 1, commit to seek and find your inner me, your soul, your higher self. Begin to know that and know that you can connect with it, you're aligned with it, and you can ask these questions and listen for the answers. You don't have to look for any more books. You don't have to look for any more ministers or rabbis or priests or spiritual gurus. You are one. And it's all within you for what is right for you. Commit to discover your unique talent. That takes a commitment. I'm going to find out what that is. Many people that I coach, I'll say to them, well, tell me how you're unique. What's your unique talent? They go, I don't know. That's not this. You find it by looking. And you find it by having the courage to say, I'm going to find it. I'm going to find my Dharma. I'm going to find my unique talents. Commit to that. Look for ways. Hear what other people say. Whatever works for you to get there. But once you get these 2, then you can find out how to best serve. How are you best suited to serve humanity? I see so many people with good intentions that jump into number 3. So I need to serve. And they run around, well, let me go here. It may not be your Dharma. And if you're serving humanity and not in your Dharma, you will not be content. You will not be at a 7 on the emotional scale. It's like, well, why am I getting burned out? You're getting burned out because you're not in the flow. You can get just as burned out by running around doing good things as working. Whatever. But once we do the first 2, it begins to unfold. It begins to show up. The law of attraction in the universe will start to bring the things that you begin to attract to. And as you know it's your Dharma, as you know that your unique gift, that is the vibration you're putting out to the universe. The universe goes, oh, the 8 billion people on the planet, this is someone you need to be working with. And they show up. Trust me, it happens. And the more you stay focused in these 2, finding your purpose and finding your unique gifts, the other piece of it, the universe will take care of. You don't have to have, how is it going to happen? It shows up. If you are willing to commit, this comes again from Deepak Chopra, he said, you will begin to experience life as a joyful expression of the divine. And that's why I believe Dharma is important. It's why I believe finding your unique talents that are in alignment to do that are so important. Not to be wasted another day. So let's go to principle now. The last principle is the principle of action. So most of all this work up till now has been principles of the work we do mentally and emotionally, right? Now it's action time. And here's something really important there are two types of action. We think of it only in what we go out and do, right? That's what we've been trained for. But there's internal and external action. There are mental and emotional and physical action. As we put those two together, we need to pay attention to both. Because just to run out and go do it is not going to bring you up the emotional guidance scale to a place of contentment. So before you go do in the action and the external, make sure you're doing the work internally. And I call it being and doing actions. And we've talked about the difference a lot over these last couple weeks. Do your being work first. Then follow guidance. Go do your doing work. But there's something very interesting I want you to pay attention here. At the same time, no matter what we are doing, we're on two journeys. And sometimes we don't think about this. We are on an emotional journey all the time, are we not? And the emotions go like this. Energy and motion is our emotions, is our feelings. At the same time, we're doing action journey. Let me give you a quick example. All of a sudden, we're on 81 and all traffic comes to a stop. Driving on 81 is action journey, right? Where's your emotional journey where you were flowing along at 70 and everything was going and you were going to make it to work on time? You were a different emotional journey. Then all of a sudden, all those red lights and everything stopped. Action journey is the same one, going to work on 81. But what happened to your emotional journey? It can change, can't it? Very quickly. So be aware that all through life, all through every day, you and I are on two journeys. One is to get in the car and go to work. One is to get in the car and go to the grocery shop. One is to get ready for bed. These are action parts of the journey. But meanwhile, underneath there at all times is our emotional journey through the day. And the more we understand that, and the more we begin to master the thoughts and the feelings, the higher we begin to bring our emotional journey up the emotional scale. And if we start spending at least 51% of our day and night, well, night we can't control because we're unconscious at that point, but day above contentment, we're going to have a positive experience no matter what shows up. You and I have all been caught in traffic and we were at a really high place in emotions, like, who cares? Turn on some good tunes, sit back, take a big deep breath, maybe I'll meditate. Or the other side. And we've had both. But as we become aware that all of life is two journeys happening at the same time, we begin to learn how to master it all. Because mastery comes at the emotional level, right? Remember the two questions. Is this what I want? Does it feel good? If it doesn't feel good, we're in a thought pattern that we don't want to stay in because we're going to manifest that negativity, are we not? If I'm in a place where I get so angry at that traffic and I've come way down that emotional scale to anger, what am I bringing to my life? More of that. Not where I want to live. So the mastery comes from understanding every journey of life. Every day you are on two journeys. And it's in the emotional journey is where mastery comes. And it's also where you can learn to take personal responsibility and move upscale to above contentment. And stay in a place 51% of it positive. One key to our journeys are the words we use. Our words we use are action, are they not? They're the power center coming from when we speak thoughts out, they become words. They become much more higher frequency and a much greater vibration when we speak them than when we think them. So in the back, I have a sheet from Christy Whitman. And I'll also show you in a minute. She has a 30-day short video, if you want, to work on disempowering words and put them into empowering words. Watching your words is one of the keys where you can make a change in your life starting now. This moment, this day. And I have a few here that she shows. But stop using the disempowering ones, move to only powerfully positive ones. You're going to see immediate change begin to happen just by the words that you use. And here's some examples. I know no one here ever says, I can't afford it. That's a disempowering thought. It makes you feel low on the scale. Choice is, I choose not to buy it right now. So this 30-day journey that she has put together, and it's actually quite good. There's about a 3-minute video that comes into your email, and it's free. And there were some things I really had to work on. I used, I miss you. That's a disempowering thing. And what am I bringing into in my vibration is more missing. Well, that isn't why I used that word. And her suggestion is, I'm looking forward to seeing you. So she takes all the disempowering ones and then replaces them with empowering ones. I don't want that. I prefer. Or, I don't know that you say this, well, I just have to. That is not empowering. That's talking about a control outside of you, and you hand your personal power over to something else or someone else. I get to do it. I choose to do it. It's in my power to be able to do that. Always. We don't use that one, right? You always say that. Really? Always? Always is a lot. Sometimes you say that. See the energy shift? One word. And the energy shifts, and the vibration within us shifts. The problem is, we focus on the problem versus there's a solution for every problem. Just that shift. I never hear this one. I'm just so exhausted and tired. No one here says that, right? Guess what you are attracting? More exhaustion and more tired. So all of a sudden you don't wake up again. Do I need a rest or I want a rest? It's their fault versus I take responsibility for everything. And this one, the but word, right? The yeah, but. You know that pet, yeah, but? You say something to someone, they go, well, yeah, but. Well, that, whatever comes after but just discounts everything you just said. And we move from but to and. Because we can usually have both. But if you want, here's the link. Go to watchyourwords.com and just sign up, it's free. And the sheet of the 30 days is in the back, if you'd like. But she's done a good job with it, and it really kind of, I enjoyed the 30-day journey with her, just to go back and highlight some of the words that I was using and fell into the habit of. I was like, yeah, that's not what I want in my life, and it didn't make me feel good. So I got my answer to the 2 questions. Watchyourwords.com. When your actions contradict your words don't mean anything. Words matter. But what even matters more is that your vibration, your thinking, and your feeling are in alignment with your words. Because then you come across authentic. You and I have all experienced someone that had all the words. Right? But their actions didn't fit. You knew it. You sensed it. And you knew there was no authenticity there. So make sure your thinking, your feeling, and your words align. And align to, is it what I want? And does it make me feel good? Because remember, the universe is saying yes to whatever you're thinking, feeling, and saying. Because the vibration level goes way up in the power of the words. So as we put those three together, they really do create our vibration. So we know this, our desires come from source. They come from the divine within, they come from God, whatever word works for you. If you have a heartfelt desire, you are also going to be given every step to complete it to success. If you're staying in alignment, if you're staying in touch, if you're in alignment with Dharma, if you're in alignment with what's unfolding, and you're answering those two questions, this is what I want, does it feel good? You will stay in alignment and you will be given the steps. So our job is to declare the what. The details in between is the universe's job. And we get so caught up on I can't figure out the details how to get there. Not our job. Our job is to hold the vibration of it already happening. Remember the principle of having and loving? That's our job. Knowing that we have it already in spirit, and knowing that we're in love with the new idea, the desire that's coming, that's our job. The rest of it in between is not. It will show up. If we ask and listen and then do what the directions are, our actions become the physical link to bringing the manifestation in the three-dimensional world. So we do all this spiritual work, we do all this in the mental and the emotional and our words, but as we are given then the actions to do, call so-and-so, email so-and-so, answer this ad, those things will begin to show up, and that's how we bring it then into the third dimension, into the physical right here, right now, and where we live. Taking inspired action creates and maintains the momentum to get there. So I'm not saying that you just do all this, go find a cave and sit there and go home. Right? That's not it at all, because that doesn't work. What do? You get more sitting in the cave going home. Well, that isn't how I want to spend my life. I want lavish of affluence. I want lavish abundance. I want all that is mine to come forward. And we have to take the steps when they show up. How else do the channels show up for the affluence and the abundance unless you and I do then the physical work we're told to do? Inspired action. We get this feeling that we must do it. It's almost like we don't have a choice anymore. It's coming through us. It's like, yeah, that's mine to do, and I need to do it now. Then you know you're in alignment with all of it. But trying too hard, and we've done that too, trying to force it to happen, that doesn't work either, because now we're in the mix of what is the universe is to bring forward. And you and I, with our 4% knowledge, instead of 100%, need to stay out of this. And so when we try to force things and make it happen, it doesn't. Keep all actions in the downstream mode, and manifestations will speed up. It's when we're rowing, paddling against the stream, that takes so long for things to appear. Now here's the other word that I wanted to use today. The greatest energy momentum builder is the vibration of appreciation. You can find something to appreciate about everything. Maybe it's just the air we breathe today. But if you're really, really low down on that emotional grid, down at 22, that may be as much as you can appreciate in this moment. But it's a better feeling thought. And the instant you have it, you begin to get relief from the depression or the powerlessness. And that's how we work our way back up. Find one more thing to appreciate. There is not a human being and those who get on your last nerve, I know you don't have many of those, but you might. Every one of those has something you can appreciate, right? And when you do, the vibration between you and them changes. But what changes more than anything is your vibration. And as you begin to hold one more thought you get relief, and you move from resistance to allowing. And as the spirit begins to flow again, the river, you begin to work your way back up the emotional scale, at least to contentment. And you're now back in the positive. Look for appreciation. Write it down. There's something about writing this down. When you're stuck in overwhelm, take out a pad and write down what you appreciate. And try to just do like a 5-minute dump. Just let it flow. I appreciate my dog. I appreciate the sun. Just let appreciation begin to build in you, and you will completely flip where you were. Remember the timing. You hold it for 17 seconds, you begin to attract more. At 68 seconds, the law of attraction goes in play and begins to bring you more things to appreciate. You don't have to do it forever. You got to do it for 68 seconds to make the flip so that you can begin to move back up the positive scale. Do all this work before you take any physical action. And your physical actions, your decisions, will become much more in alignment with what is right for you to do. But always remember to answer, I don't know how many times I've said this in 7 weeks, the 2 questions. Is it what I want? And does it make me feel good? And you'll be in alignment. The most effective way to do it is to do it. Amelia Earhart. Just do it, as Nike says. But do it in the being doing, and then the action doing will always follow in alignment. Action is everything that moves energy. The visualizing, the detachment, the having faith, the feeling appreciation, all those things we're talking about are also taking action, internal action. But also is this, writing the emails, calling a friend, having conversation, applying for the job. So as you're guided to do these, those too are taking action. And the one that gets missed a lot is promoting yourself. And this is your job to do, and only you can do it, is promoting yourself to a new level of self-confidence, self-respect, and self-worth. These are also taking action. And these 3 internals, as you begin to build a place of higher self-worth and self-respect and self-confidence, all those 3 go together. And as you will go right down the Dharma trail and to be fulfilled and content as you go forward. To build positive momentum, our only work is to define what we want, then to think, speak, and feel ourselves having it. And finally this, always think, feel, and speak in favor of your desire, not against. And we have been trained. Remember, the stick has 2 ends. The fulfillment of, the lack of. We spend too much time on the lack of. Use your power, use your energy, use your vibration to always think, feel, and speak in favor of what you want. And you'll go forward and see it happen in a much quicker way. All right. The universe doesn't give you what you ask for with your thoughts. It gives you what you demand with your actions. We have to take that step and move into the physical and demand it to happen.